Hey, it's Chris. This is part 8 of our 12-part series looking at what makes up the School of Worship in Perth. This time I'm coming to you from Hong Kong. Well, the outskirts of Hong Kong. And it's a perfect backdrop to talk about this week's topic, which is worship and reaching nations. Just beyond those hills behind me is the border to mainland China. China reminds us that there are still many, many people that do not yet know and love Jesus. Now, what does worship have to do with missions? Well, there's a lot actually. Worship is the goal of missions. What do I mean by that? Well, the end goal of missions is that all the nations on earth would know and love Jesus and worship Him like we do. You can see this especially clearly in Revelation chapter 7, where there's a great multitude gathered before the throne, worshiping God at the end of time. But worship also is a fuel for missions. You can't spend too long in the presence of God and listen. Really listen to His heart without realizing that God is burdened for the nations. And the more that we love Him, the more that we will love what He loves. Worship becomes a fuel for our passion to reach the lost. Worship interacts with missions in another way. When we take worship out on the streets, like I talked about in the last video, it becomes a weapon to see the strongholds of the enemy torn down so that people are more receptive to knowing Jesus. During this week of the school, we're going to dig into these aspects a lot more and find out how we can also be used of God to reach the nations. Thanks very much. See you later.